Hello and welcome to Granada Reports. We are live with the latest across the northwest.
Hello there, thanks for joining us. On the programme this evening,
two mothers whose sons died on scouting trips call for an independent body to govern the Scout Association to prevent future deaths.
Their regulatory body is internal, and we just think that's not right. They need to be audited and looked at properly.
I hope you get enough donations to pay for the surgery ASAP.
Lauren lives with a rare condition that keeps her jaw closed. But an incredible gesture after appearing on Granada Reports could be about to change her life.
The Ukrainian journalist forced to flee her country after appearing on a Russian hit list reflects on 2 years of conflict back home.
Liverpool prepare for Wembley, the first step on the Jurgen Klopp farewell tour.
We meet the young cast of Liverpool's new coming-of-age comedy, Go Ed.
And in the weather, still pretty wet underfoot for many of us today. Grey skies overhead, but I always find you a splash of colour. And it's a bit of a step change for the weekend. Everyone's getting ready for the weekend. The full weather forecast coming up.
So please do stay with us. But first tonight, two mothers bonded by the loss of their sons are calling on the Scout Association to change.
Jackie Leonard's son Ben died on a scout trip to North Wales in 2018. Yesterday, an inquest jury found he was unlawfully killed, contributed to by neglect from the Scout Association.
She's now joining forces with Sharon Collins, whose son Scott died after falling into a ravine at a scout camp in Rochdale in 1998. He was just 11 years old.
Today, they told ITV News they want an independent body to be created to govern the Scouts Association to prevent future deaths.
Emma Sweeney has tonight's top story.
They share a depth of grief that very few can understand. Two ordinary mothers who waved their sons goodbye, not knowing they would never see them again. They are now a source of support for one another.
We're sort of in a club that nobody wants to join, aren't we? Do you know what I mean? And just because you've shared that experience, that shocking experience, and I guess there's an understanding of how we feel because of that.
Tragedy hit these two women 20 years apart, but the similarities in their stories are uncanny. In May of '98, Sharon's 11-year-old son Scott Fanning was walking in Rochdale with his local scout group when he slipped and fell 60 feet. An inquest would conclude accidental death. In 2018, 16-year-old Ben Leonard suffered a similar fate. He fell 200 feet to his death during a trip to North Wales. After a catalogue of errors, an inquest concluded the schoolboy was unlawfully killed.
Your family's never the same again, you know. Family parties and Christmas and things like that, they're never the same, you know. It's just, yeah.
There's always a gap, isn't there? There's always a gap. Particularly at a celebratory event or something, there's always a gap in, and it's the what could have been, isn't it?
Now, 2 years after Scott Fanning died in 1998, an internal inquiry found that Scout leaders had a somewhat cavalier attitude towards adventure and risk, and that was unacceptable. Now, as a result of that, the association ordered new safety procedures. But when Ben died, it was 18 years after the publication of this report, and at the inquest it found that he had gone away from the main scout group along with two others, and they weren't accompanied by an adult. What's more, nobody on the trip was trained in first aid. Sharon and Jackie are now demanding change.
They need to be regulated by an outside body. They govern themselves. So they'll say that they're regulated, but their regulatory body is internal, and we just think that's not right. They need to be audited and looked at properly.
In a statement, the Scouts said,
"We take the conclusion of the inquest extremely seriously. We want to restate our wholehearted apology to Ben Leonard's family and our deepest sympathies continue to be with his family and friends. We will closely review the coroner's observations and adopt all further changes we can to do everything in our power to stop such a tragic event happening again. As an organisation, we are committed to learning. As a result of Ben's tragic death in 2018, we have already made many changes to our risk assessments, safety rules, training and support we give our volunteers.
For the loved ones left to grieve, these are tragedies that should never have happened and must never happen again. Emma Sweeney, ITV News.
John Savidant, the actor who played Butcher Fred Elliott in Coronation Street, has died at the age of 86. A statement from his agent said he was a much-loved husband and father of two and would be sorely missed by all who knew him. He starred in the show from 1994 to 2006 and quickly became a fan's favourite. His storylines involved his disastrous love life, including 3 marriages and several failed proposals.
The thing everybody thinks about is comedic chops. You know, John as Fred and elsewhere was immensely funny, and I think most of us could probably rattle off a roll call of kind of greatest Fred Elliott moments. But I think what's often overlooked is the kind of dramatic skill that he brought to the role as well. Like some incredibly poignant moments came from his performance as Fred.
The actor John Savidant, who's died at the age of 86.
Well, next tonight, the astonishing act of generosity that could change the life of one young woman forever.
Earlier this week, we brought you Lauren's story, a 29-year-old from Rawtenstall who has a condition which means her jaw is permanently locked closed.
She struggles to talk, is unable to chew solid food and is entirely restricted to a liquidised diet. As a result, she now weighs only a little over 6 stone.
Well, Lauren faces a 4-year wait to have jaw replacement surgery on the NHS, a wait her family believes she wouldn't survive. And so they've been fundraising to get the operation done privately.
And after appearing on Granada Reports earlier this week, the family received some incredible news, as our correspondent Mel Barham can explain.
That's a nice one, isn't it? If I had enough cash, I would donate the whole £95,000 myself. I hope you get enough donations to pay for the surgery ASAP.
Ever since Lauren's story appeared on Granada Reports on Monday, the donations to pay for life-changing surgery have poured in.
I can never express how grateful I am, and the messages that everybody has been sending has just been unbelievable. So lovely and kind, and it's just utterly mind-blowing.
Lauren's jaw is locked shut, caused by a rare arthritic condition. She's in constant pain and hasn't been able to eat anything solid for the last 2 years. Surviving on a liquid diet, she's lost so much weight, she's now barely 6 stone.
Can you show us?
How far I can open?
As far as you can get it.
It's painful to talk. I can guarantee I'll be in quite a lot of pain later on today from us obviously speaking now.
Lauren needs a jaw replacement, but it's a 4-year wait on the NHS, a wait her parents don't think she'll survive. So they've been trying to raise £95,000 to have it done privately. But then, after appearing on Granada Reports, some incredible news.
My mum got an email from a complete stranger saying that he would like to push the fundraiser, and if we were to raise over 55,000, he would pay the rest to get it up to the £95,000. Dad, bless him, was in hysterics, sobbing. I don't think I've ever heard my dad cry like that. I'm still in shock, to be honest, it's not sunk in.
What an absolute gentleman. Remind me of my granddad, he's absolute lovely bloke, yeah. We had a cry together, yeah, but blown away, absolutely blown away.
What did he say to you? Why did he want to help?
He just said he'd sat there when you watched it, and he just said to his wife, we need to help that loss.
My mum and dad, they've considered selling the house to pay for this surgery, which just breaks my heart, to be honest. So to hear my dad on the phone saying, look, we've done it, it was just amazing. And I'll never be able to thank everybody enough. Words will never be enough. To get this surgery would just give me my life back.
They still have a few thousand to raise, but thanks to the generosity of Granada Report's viewers, they now have hope, and that is priceless. Mel Barham, ITV News, Rossendale.
Yeah, best of luck to Lauren and her family. Well, all the details about Lauren's campaign can be found on our website. It's at itv.com/Granada.
Now, this weekend marks the second anniversary of Russia's invasion of Ukraine, an emotional moment for the families who have made the UK their temporary home.
One woman who now calls our region home is Maria Romanenko. She's a journalist now living in Manchester after she was forced to flee in the early days of the conflict.
Well, we've been with her for many big moments since she arrived in the city, and soon we'll be catching up with her again alongside her partner Jez.
But first, Rob Smith looks back at one story that's likely to be reminiscent of so many others.
The country has been toughening up its restrictions.
Bringing Ukraine's news to the world in English was Maria Romanenko's job, a high-profile journalist who knew the Russians had a kill list of people just like her. When her homeland was invaded and bombed, Maria joined an exodus. She fled with her British partner Jez Myers, leaving loved ones behind.
I am worried. I'm worried for my family. I'm worried about what's going on.
We're going to go to Poland. We're going to see what we can do, stay with friends, sleep on floors.
Reaching the Polish border took 40 hours. A train to Warsaw was then followed by a plane to Manchester. Here, Maria's helped other refugees settle, translating, showing them around, raising awareness of Ukraine's plight. Liverpool's hosting of Eurovision on her country's behalf was, she said, joyful and painful. While the show lit up the night here, many Ukrainians were in darkness in bomb shelters, and Maria was being honoured by Downing Street for her work helping those who fled.
Bittersweet because I'm receiving this award whilst Ukrainians in Ukraine are being bombed on a daily basis.
Daily check-ins with home don't always end well. Maria's grandma died since she left, and a friend, a fellow journalist, was killed.
Just a sunny, beautiful day in Kiev.
A return to beautiful, sunny, peaceful days in the city and country she loves, her continuing wish. Rob Smith, ITV News.
Well, ahead of what will be an emotional weekend, Maria and her partner Jez joined us in the studio. She told us what the last couple of years have been like for Ukrainians.
I think there's been a lot of mental health trauma over the last 2 years. It's been very difficult for every single Ukrainian, wherever they are. All of us know somebody, a friend or a family member or a friend of a friend who has either been killed or injured by Russia. For Ukrainians in the UK, myself included, there's obviously a lot of uncertainty about when will it be safe for us to go back, because we all want to go back. And also uncertainty about our status in the country. The government obviously has just announced the extension plan and some new rules to the existing Ukrainian visa schemes.
So still so much to worry about. Jez, we reported on those awful early days when Maria was desperately trying to get out of the country. How do you reflect on that experience 2 years on?
It's quite a blur, but it's a very, very stressful blur. There's still the memories of the journey out, but then finding out the Home Office had lost Maria's visa, and then using wonderful journalists and journalists like yourselves to enable Maria to get into the country. It's a very, very stressful time. We're just incredibly lucky that we've been able to use that platform to then help the Ukrainians that have come here and be able to give back.
Maria, you've done so much since you've been here to raise the issue, to keep the conflict in our minds. What's it been like, though, for you, living 2 years away from home?
It's been very busy, and I've obviously tried to use my skill set to help others. We are in the middle of setting up a CIC, All for Ukraine, which will allow us to do all of these activities, but on a more formal basis, and apply for grants and things like that. So I'm continuing to help in any way I can, and I think that helps me emotionally. I think helping to make sure that Ukrainian victory comes faster is what keeps us all going, psychologically at least, definitely.
Jez, on the Ukrainian victory, I mean, Ukraine is locked in fierce fight in the Middle East as well. I mean, are you concerned that this is somewhat becoming a forgotten war?
There's absolutely no doubt in my mind that Ukraine isn't the most popular war at the moment. the situation in Israel and Palestine and Gaza is very fast moving, and so that's naturally going to attract a lot more attention than the Ukrainian situation, which has become somewhat of a deadlock. Hopefully more weapons will be supplied, there'll be greater news stories, and that will push Ukraine back into the forefront of the nation's minds.
What you're doing, both of you, is incredible. Thank you both for coming in again to talk to us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Well, it's time for sport now. And could Liverpool win a cup for Klopp in his final season with the club? Here's David.
Yeah, the quadruple is still on. What a way to bow out that would be for Jurgen Klopp. This weekend, though, the Liverpool manager and his players will only be focused on one piece of silverware, and that's the League Cup. They face Chelsea at Wembley on Sunday. It's a repeat of the final 2 years ago, which saw the Reds beat the Blues to win the Cup for a record 9th time.
The record-breaking Reds of Liverpool.
Liverpool's League Cup victory in 2022 is one of 6 major trophies that Jurgen Klopp has amassed during his 8 years at the club. Virgil van Dijk has been ever present during that success, and in Sunday's showdown with Chelsea, the Dutch defender will have the honour of leading the team out in a cup final for the very first time.
Being at Wembley, you know, is something special, and I love to play in big games. It's a privilege. When you were young and 8, 9, 10 years old, you would love to be in the situation where we are right now. So just embrace it and go for it and see where it leads you to.
Well, 2 years ago, young goalkeeper Caoimhin Kelleher was the hero of an epic penalty shootout as Liverpool beat Chelsea 11-10.
And it is Liverpool who win the Carabao Cup.
With injuries to a host of senior players, it means this year's final will see even more youngsters get their chance to shine.
In Holland, you say like every disadvantage has its advantage. So with a few injuries, you get young players. Special games need special performances. So we have to focus on the performance, and special performances need that we lift the stadium. We need the fans.
Like always for this competition, Jurgen Klopp left the pre-match talking to his assistant. But the conversation soon turns to the Liverpool manager, who's leaving the club at the end of the season.
He's made my dream come true, giving me the opportunity to play for the club I've always wanted to play for since I was young. So for him doing that, I'm always thankful, and to win trophies for him is obviously my biggest thing at the minute.
He meant so much for so many people, you know, and that's the special thing about Liverpool, you know. When the time is there in the summer, hopefully with many silverware, then we can have a very emotional farewell, but we'll do it properly then.
With the Premier League, Europa League and FA Cup still to play for, there are greater titles up for grabs. That won't matter on Sunday when it's the League Cup and another cup for Klopp that's the prize on offer. And talking of Manchester United, well, they've suffered another injury blow with their in-form striker Rasmus Højlund ruled out for a number of weeks. The 21-year-old has scored 7 goals in his last 6 games, but he'll now miss tomorrow's match with Fulham and then next weekend's all-important Manchester derby. Meanwhile, United's manager Erik ten Hag says he and Sir Jim Ratcliffe are aligned in their ambitions. The billionaire this week completed his deal to buy a 27% stake in the club.
Many conversations with him, with Dave Brailsford, about this club, about the team, about structures. We are very aligned, so I embrace totally the ambitions. I think it totally fit with the ambitions I have.
Well, elsewhere in the Premier League this weekend, we can take a look at some of the fixtures. Everton and Burnley, well, they continue their relegation battles at Brighton and Crystal Palace, while second place Manchester City, they go to Bournemouth.
Getting that winning feeling. FOW, sponsors of the Granada Sport Report.
Finally, a good look to Wigan Warriors in the World Club Challenge. We previewed that on last night's programme. They face the NRL champions, the Penrith Panthers. Come on, the Warriors.
Come on, the Warriors.
Thanks, David. Now to a new comedy series that portrays Liverpool working-class life through the eyes of teenagers today.
Yeah, set and filmed entirely on location in Liverpool, Go Ed boasts a stellar cast with plenty of fresh local talents too.
Yes, the full series is currently on ITVX, but will be making its debut on ITV2 next week.
So we said Go Ed to entertainment correspondent Caroline Whitmore to head to Liverpool to meet the young cast.
What? Oh, wait! You forgot me kiss.
Hang on, what? We don't even do that.
You were gonna do, weren't you?
I'm Dylan and I play Reese.
I'm Jake and I play Christopher.
I'm Zach and I play Mo.
I'm Dominic and I play Ted.
I'm Max and I play Connor.
I'm Amber and I play Amy.
I'm Jeba and I play Maya Louise.
What is Go Ed all about?
Go Ed is about a cheeky, bouncy chancer called Reese, who basically is really close to getting expelled, and he takes this posh Muppet southerner under his wing, me. It's rude, it's filthy. Don't watch it with your nan, okay?
Yeah.
Don't watch it with your nan.
Not with your nan.
Dylan, this is your debut professional job, isn't it? How have you found it all?
It all just seems so mad, still. It does.
He seems as if he's been doing it for years.
Agree to everything I say. To Mr. Meet you. Yeah? It's crazy. Literally everywhere I go now. Everywhere. It's just... Go Ed. It's sound like... I like the way everyone's enjoying it.
What does Go Ed mean?
Say if we were in Greg's, me and you. Right, yeah, let's just say we were in Greg's.
Yeah.
Can I have...
A cheese and onion pasta.
Then I said, yeah, do you want a cup of tea with that? And you go, you know what, go ahead. Like, means like, yeah. And like, go ahead, lad.
Did you know what Go Ed meant?
No.
Do you not believe in mental health, sir? Love creating mental health stigma, do you, sir?
Yes, it is my first part, and when I first read the script, I was just like, wow, like I thought I have to be in this, do you know what I mean? I was like, I can't not be in it.
Yeah, the pace of the show is just so quick, isn't it, and snappy, and I think that's, you know, it draws you in when you watch it, because like the comedy is so quick, but there's always so many different turns in the story and that.
Your sisters have hyphenated names to try and sound posher, like Ruby May or Louise Rose.
Ted, how does he know your little sister's name?
You'll get pasted, lad.
It's definitely took off. It's just life-changing, isn't it? It's not every day you get that type of chance and opportunity. I'm just off the estate, you know what I mean? I'm no one special, so the fact that one of our own's got it, it's nice.
Being the only one not from Liverpool, first of all, I'm a massive NFC fan. Been since, I think my first ever baby grow was a Liverpool baby grow.
I'm studying at LMA, which is a rival of Red, isn't it?
We always won.
No, not really rivals, but all different drama schools over the city, you know what I mean?
Well, you two are Reds, you're LFC fans. What about you, Dom?
It depends who I'm sitting with.
We've got Everton Cross the series too, we really hope we get
just
one.
have to see, so everyone needs to get watching.
It's Boss. Go give it a watch now on ITVX and ITV2. Go ahead.
That looks absolutely brilliant.
Doesn't it?
Should we have a Friday night chippy tea, Anne?
Go ahead.
Here's Emma.
Why do I need a shower? I've been out in the rain.
The faster you go, the sooner you'll be out. You'll save water too.
United Utilities sponsors ITV Granada weather.
Hello there, very good evening to you. Friday night, and I think we can officially say that the weekend is here. Lovely photo, and if that doesn't put a smile on your face, then I think the weather forecast will. Plenty of sunny spells around this weekend. Yes, some showers, cold frosty starts, temperatures about where they should be for the time of year, even though that'll be slightly down on the sort of values we have had just recently. Now, it has been quite a breezy day today, but the ice bar's now starting to stretch out and relax out a little as a tiny ridge of high pressure builds in for tomorrow. So lighter winds tomorrow, more sunshine as well, so feeling better than today. And then that low pressure system there for Sunday, well, all the models are starting to add up and agree with each other now, and we think that that low is going to go a lot further south than previously anticipated, so should miss us entirely. Then the only question mark is for Tuesday over a cold front up to the north there and how fast it's going to drop southwards, but that's a long way off at the moment, so let's just leave it at that for now. We'll keep you posted nearer the time. So over the next few hours, the showers are still ganging up a little bit in the west there, but they are starting to ease off as the night wears on. The winds ease down, things become clear and dry, so some patchy frost and also some icy stretches where there were showers earlier on and mist and fog patches forming as well. Into Saturday morning then, sun's up at 11 minutes past 7. It's going to be a nippy start to the day, but once the sun gets to work on all the mist, frost and fog, we'll see some light green colours and therefore lots of sunshine around tomorrow. Yes, 1 or 2 showers springing up, but there'll be fewer and farther between than today and lighter as well. So with lighter winds, more sunshine, similar temperatures today, it's going to feel a lot better. And then more mist and fog overnight into Sunday, bit of a chilly one as well. Hazier sunshine later in the day. Bye-bye.
United Utilities sponsors ITV Granada weather.
Happy Friday, folks. That is all from us this evening. On our website, we caught up with a professional golfer, Georgia Bull from Liverpool, whose video went viral after she was mansplained to at her local driving range.
And we're happy to tell you that in the last few minutes since Lauren's story was aired, another £10,000 has been raised. So thank you for that. It's pretty incredible. Good night.
Bye-bye.